Okay, we're starting this one out with a drone shot of some work that we're doing, some work that needs to take place. Right here we're looking at these hoop houses that we built late last fall and used through the winter. We wanted to see how those would work out, so we're going to be looking at those, and we're going to swing around here and take a look at the tree. Now, we had a tree come down during the ice storm recently, so we had to get the tree out of here, and it did some damage to the fence. That's some work that needs to take place, and it fell on top of the greenhouse, so the greenhouse needs to be replaced. And we're going to take a look at a shot of the beginnings of that greenhouse. And here we're flying over the workers who are taking the tree out. So we're getting that work's getting taken care of. It was a bigger process than I had intended. But right here between the two planter boxes, that's where the original greenhouse was. It was a small plastic movable greenhouse, and unfortunately the tree fell directly on top of it and crushed it. So we are looking at, there is a shot of the frame of the new greenhouse. Now it's going to go where the old one was, but we left it there to get it out of the way. And the drone footage is me learning to fly a drone. I actually have a much higher quality drone that takes much better pictures, but here I'm learning how to fly the drone and what is available with it. There's some limitations with the drone. This drone that you're seeing the shots of is considered like maybe a toy drone. So you might want to learn how to fly with one of these. The drone that I have that I'm going to be using for my channel, it's actually a real drone and has to be registered with the FAA. I'm not flying it yet. I also need to get a license for it. I can fly it without a license, but in some very limited situations. But I do have to register the other drone. So here I'm just getting some shots, learning how to fly the drone and using it in a useful manner, looking at these projects that we're going to do and getting a good shot of our property and the surroundings. They're throwing the chips from the tree in the back barn lot, and here you get a good shot of our property here. I'm going over the trees. I have another smaller drone. I put it in the trees 2 times already, and I destroyed it. So this is my second drone. The first drone was stuck in a tree on the second night that I had it, and on the third night I had it, it was stuck in the tree for, I don't know, close to a week maybe. And I flew it one more time, and I guess because it was outside, it quit flying. So here's another look at the guys getting the tree out, and this is where the greenhouse is going to go. And later on in this video we're going to see some shots of that greenhouse. And again, it's me learning how to fly the drone. Okay, let's get with the rest of the video. Let's get to it.
Okay, working on something a little different today. We got some little raised beds here, little garden beds. We're gonna put some PVC piping across them, make some rings, covered in plastic, make some little, I guess, little winter tunnels for the winter crop. We're gonna see how we can, how things work out. We've rung some things, and we're looking at doing maybe some different business ventures. So this is kind of a test run to see what we can do. So see if we can put this thing together. Okay, so what we have some little, I think this is 1/2 inch. Let's see. The size that we end up going with is 1/2 inch. So we want some little 1/2 inch PVC. Very flexible. And that's the whole idea. I built these raised beds this past spring. It's just these blocks are actually made for making beds, and you can arrange them to make all different types of boxes, basically, for raised beds or sand boxes, whatever. So I got the blocks, the wood, put a truckload of dirt and a truckload of compost in each box. So she used it for the season, for the growing season, and we decided to try some winter crops. So this is an idea we had. Very inexpensive. The boxes were very inexpensive. But I think there might be maybe $40 in these, in the PVC and the plastic. So on the ends, cut the 10-foot pieces of PVC and put a 3-way T. Put that in the middle. Then we're going to run a straight piece from end to end to give it a little backbone to roll the plastic up on from the sides for sunny days, warm days. So let's see how this plan works out. It's springtime. Start doing some projects. Time to start doing projects out here, getting some things done. Got all these things coming up. All this green. Got some pansies.
this stuff coming up. We got some lights down here. Let's fix that. Okay, I'd taken that down on purpose. I remember I replaced it with that other one there. So, we have one getting ready. We got a bud there getting ready to open up, actually. Those are daffodils. And actually, all the plants are starting to bust up. It's good to see. Sign of spring. Hadn't really noticed. And it's good to see those. So now we're supposed to be getting this tree out of here today. The guy was supposed to have been here and he didn't show up. I don't know what it is nowadays. You know, this has happened to us before. I have the cash in hand, ready to pay the guy. He didn't show up. So I'll give him till the end of the day. If he doesn't show up, I'm going to go buy a saw and do it myself. We have to have this space here. This is the new greenhouse. It's an actual rigid greenhouse with actual glass panels. I think they're maybe some kind of acrylic, but some kind of clear panels. It's a rigid type that won't blow away. It will have a floor in it, and it will actually be temperature controlled. So the yard is a mess. We have a lot of things to do. It's been a really tough winter, and a lot of years by this time we've had some, you know, really high temperatures. Sometimes I have my extra air conditioners in place by now. Yeah, it has been years that has happened, but this has been a really rough late winter. It's been a really rough winter, and the yard is in really bad shape. Everything's really ugly, and we have a lot of work to do to get things back into shape. So I'll be making some videos on that. But anyway, it was good to look at those crocus. There's the crocus. There's willow. We tend to not wake the kraken if we don't have to. She usually wins any fights, so she is the kraken. And there's Miss Scarlet. She just grumbles and mumbles all the time. But she's Willow doesn't sleep.
Okay, so earlier in the video you saw where we put these little hoop houses together, I guess, little hoop beds together. We put those together back in the fall, but you saw it earlier in the video. So we're now pulling these off to see what we have here. We already have a little bit of a harvest that I'll show you. We got some pretty good looking Brussels sprouts. They're kind of on the small side, but they look really good. So let's take this thing apart and see what it looks like.
There's Willow playing every time we change her. What's the matter, Willow? You mad? You mad? You mad?
Look at your friendly face.
You got a wrinkly face.
All done. All done.
What you mad about? What you mad about? Okay. Alright. Okay. Hey! What's the matter? What's the matter, huh? Are you mad? Are you mad? Hey, bro, are you mad? Are you mad? Okay, so I apologize. There's probably going to be some wind noise. It's really, really windy today. I don't have a good. I'm recording this actually with a phone today. And I don't have a good microphone for my phone yet, so you might get some pretty bad wind noise. But here's what we ended up with. She came out about 2 weeks ago and thinned a lot of this out, cleaned the beds out from over the winter. And these were just some trial runs we were doing. And there's some kale and some lettuce. It's coming up really nice. Just some cilantro. Doesn't look really all that great, but the carrots they're gonna be thinned out today. They seem to be coming on really good. And we didn't do anything with these beds over the winter. We covered them and pretty much let them go. And you can see there's that's pretty good looking stuff there. The Brussels sprouts look really nice. In the past, I've tried to grow Brussels sprouts. I'm not much of a farmer or a gardener, but in the past, I thought I knew what I was doing, and I didn't know that they actually grew a stalk. So I would always wait for these little round things to pop up, and I would end up cutting the plant down because I wouldn't let it grow long enough. I had no idea that they grew like that. So now that we know how to grow Brussels sprouts, it's a nice crop to grow when the beds are inactive with anything else. What do you think about this side? Same thing?
Good. Yeah.
We got some lettuce back there and
Fall lettuce
some kale.
Hung out for the winter.
That was fall lettuce, huh?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
a kale. Kale did great.
Okay, so what do you think about this little trial run on these little beds? What do you?
I think we've learned a lot, and the Brussels sprouts has done well, and we'll be looking into doing a few things different next year or this fall, and see if we can't get a little bit larger of a crop because they did really well this year.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the little. Like I say, I didn't know how to grow Brussels sprouts, but those look really nice too. Have just left them over the winter. Looks pretty good. Now these are some starts for this year. She's just letting them get some air and some sun today. We have a beautiful day in our part of the country today, up around 70 degrees, and spring is almost here. And so later in the video, you're going to see we had a greenhouse here, a little small starter greenhouse that she started her plants in. Later in the earlier video, actually, you saw that we had a tree that came down with the ice storm, and it came right across the little greenhouse and destroyed it. So we now are going with a rigid greenhouse. It's a metal frame, and it has glass panels, and actually has a sliding door on it. The top panels lift up for ventilation, so all in all, it should be a lot better setup to start plants in. So, looking forward to getting that put together this week. I'm sure I'll make a video on that. But really getting excited about springtime and getting the lot cleaned up. I don't like it looking like this. Normally very pretty area over here. And looking forward to getting all this cleaned up. Now, you saw in my aerial drone footage, they came out to start taking the tree out, and
got dark on them, and the tree was actually grown into the fence, so I had to, the tree cutter, he's coming back to remove with a stump remover. He's going to remove this stump and fill this hole back in, and he wouldn't do it unless I cut the fence away from the tree, which is no problem. It needed to come out anyway. But so I came out here early this morning with bolt cutters and cut this fence away for him. He's supposed to be here no later than 8:30, and you know how it goes. So I think it's afternoon now, and nobody's here yet. So that's the way that a lot of contractors seem to work nowadays. I don't know why that is, but it just seems that their problems turn into your problems. That's why this channel, that's why I do all these projects, because that's the way I do it, not the way they do it. Show up afternoon to do a job that they should have already completed. So that's the way I do it. So anyway, and Ayla really appreciates spring and nearly here. We have so much light now. We're going to be springing forward this weekend. It's already getting dark after 7 o'clock, so after this weekend it'll be getting dark after 8 o'clock. So that extra light gives us more growing time, and that's what stimulates things to start growing. So love this time of year, although I think fall is probably my favorite time. Okay, so here's the finished product. Turned out pretty nice. There's the floor. So she ended up with a nice little spot here to fix up some plants, grow some seeds. Pretty nice.
Okay, let's take a final look at what we've done here, and we're going to take a quick look, and that's going to do it for this episode. If you like what you've seen, if you like my channel and you're not subscribed, push the subscribe button, and that'll let you know when I have new content that comes available. And hit like, that'll help the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm out for me. And if you subscribe and hit that bell icon, you'll be notified. And remember, they may do it another way, but that's the way I do it. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.